session. What the hell is that? What's going on?
Royal expert drops bombshell about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. There is a book coming out in less than 2 weeks that has already set the royal world on fire, and the Sussexes are furious. The title alone tells you everything about where we are in this story: betrayal, power, deceit, and the fight for the future of the royal family. Written by royal biographer Tom Bower and due for release on the 26th of March 2026, the book has barely hit shelves, and yet it has already detonated like a grenade in the middle of a very delicate ceasefire. The Times ran excerpts on the 13th of March, and within 24 hours, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's team had issued one of the most combative public statements we have seen from the Sussex camp in years. But here's the thing about fighting a biographer: the harder you swing, the more people want to read the book. Let us start with what Bower is actually claiming, because the allegations are not vague. They are specific, they are personal, and they reach right into the heart of the royal family. The most explosive claim, the one that has everyone talking, is that Queen Camilla privately told a friend that Meghan had brainwashed Harry. Not frustrated with Harry, not concerned about Harry. Brainwashed. That is a word that carries enormous psychological weight. And it came, if Bower is to be believed, from the woman who is now Queen of England. Buckingham Palace has declined to comment, as it always does with biographies. But the silence in this case speaks volumes. Because if it were entirely without foundation, you would expect at least a quiet denial through back channels. There has been.
But Camilla's alleged private remark is only the beginning. Bower goes further, painting a picture of a royal family that watched with increasing alarm as Harry changed his habits, changed his priorities, changed even something as basic as his phone number without telling his family. According to the book, William and Catherine saw Meghan not as a new addition to the family, but as a threat, and the tension between the two couples escalated rapidly after Harry and Meghan's wedding in 2018. What is striking here is the timeline Bower constructs. He places the beginning of the fracture almost immediately after the honeymoon, describing a supposed peace meeting between the two couples that was meant to smooth things over and instead, according to his account, spun completely out of control. In one particularly vivid passage, Bower alleges that Meghan snapped at Prince William after he pointed a finger at her during the exchange, telling him directly to get his finger out of her face. The palace has not confirmed this. The Sussexes have dismissed it, but it has landed, and it has landed hard. Then there is what the book says about Harry's state of mind. Bower writes that Harry fears William could one day strip the Sussexes of their titles and effectively banish him from Britain. Think about what that means for a man who has already left his country, his family, and his military career behind. A man who already lives in self-imposed exile in Montecito, California, reportedly fears being made permanently unwelcome in the country of his birth. That is not the narrative of someone who is thriving in their new life. That is the narrative of someone haunted by what they left and terrified of what the future holds. The Sussexes' spokesperson was having none of it. The statement released to media on the 14th of March described Bower's commentary as having long crossed the line from criticism into fixation. They accused him of constructing elaborate theories about people he has never met, and they dismissed the book as deranged conspiracy and drama melodrama. It was a scorching response, and in tone it was very Sussex, confident, combative, and completely certain that they are the wronged party. But there is a problem with that approach, and royal watchers have been noting it all week. When you call something deranged conspiracy, you invite people to ask what exactly you are denying. The statement is so broad and so furious that it does not actually dispute any specific claim. It attacks the author's character and motives, not the substance. That is a legal and reputational strategy, but it is not the same thing as saying that
Bower, for his part, has not backed down an inch. Speaking to the Mirror after the Sussexes' statement was released, he defended every word and reiterated a remark he made in a February 2024 interview in which he said that the monarchy depends on obliterating the Sussexes from public life. He clarified that by obliterate, he meant a wish for permanent silence, arguing that the couple has caused irreversible damage to the royal family for their own financial and personal profit. He went further, stating that both Harry and Meghan have shockingly continued to monetize their royal status and attack their family, and that their silence would have been, in his words, hugely welcome.
This is not a man preparing to walk back his claims. This is a man doubling down, and the book is not even out yet. What makes Bauer's account particularly difficult to simply dismiss is the context in which it arrives. The Sussexes are not coming into this fight from a position of strength. Their Netflix stint has ended. The second series of With Love, Meghan reportedly ranked as the 1,124th most watched program on the platform between July and December of 2025, with only 2 million views. For context, that means it was not even in the top 1,000 shows on Netflix. Their Archewell Foundation has seen significant staff departures, including their publicist and their former foundation director. Multiple senior communications advisors have left within the space of a year. Sources speaking to various outlets describe a volatile and erratic operation behind the scenes, and at least one unnamed insider has suggested that Meghan has been blaming those around her, including Harry, for the collapse of their ventures in America. Whether that is true or not, the optics are terrible, and they provide a backdrop against which Bauer's narrative of dysfunction does not feel entirely implausible. There is also the Invictus Games dimension of the book that deserves serious attention. Bauer alleges that the Games, Harry's most personal and most admired project, a sporting event created for wounded and recovering service members, had, in the view of insiders, become the Harry and Meghan show. One passage quotes concerns attributed to the former Invictus Foundation chief Dominic Reed, suggesting that Meghan's presence had transformed the event from one focused on the athletes into something closer to a celebrity spectacle. The phrase attributed to critics inside the organization is blunt. She is bling, not rehabilitation. That will sting, because for Harry, the Invictus Games has always been the one thing he has done that is genuinely, completely his own. The one project that even his harshest critics had praised without reservation. For Bauer to insert that narrative into the Invictus story is to attack the one fortress.
And so, where does that leave us? The On Pops drops on the 26th of March. The Sussexes have fired their opening salvo, and Bauer has fired back. Australia is coming in April, a tour that royal commentator Ingrid Seward has already noted with dry detachment will include business, private, and philanthropic activities in a continent far from the scrutiny of the British press. King Charles, according to those close to him, appears unbothered, a man who has endured cancer treatment, the Andrew scandal, and years of Sussex drama, and has settled into a kind of weary disengagement from whatever Harry and Meghan do next. William, by all accounts, has little forgiveness left. The question is whether this book changes anything, or whether, like everything that has come before it, it simply becomes another chapter in a saga that refuses to end. What is clear is that Bauer believes he has the receipts. He has written about this family before, he knows the terrain, and he has chosen to go further this time. Not retreating to vague insinuation, but making specific, named claims about specific, named people. The Sussexes' response was loud and immediate, but it was not targeted. They attacked the messenger. The message, as of right now, is still standing. And with less than 2 weeks until the book is in every shop window in Britain, the pressure on Harry and Meghan to provide something more than fury and dismissal is growing by the hour. If you've been watching this story unfold, you know that the pattern is always the same. A claim is made. The Sussexes push back hard. The news cycle explodes. And then quietly, the claims settle into the public consciousness regardless. Bauer is banking on exactly that pattern. The question this time is whether there is anything inside betrayal that is so specific, so verifiable, and so damaging that it breaks the cycle entirely and forces a reckoning that cannot be managed with a press statement. We are about to find out. If you want to stay ahead of every development in this story, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. And drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe what Bauer is claiming? Or is the Sussex camp right that this has crossed from journalism into fixation? Let us know what you think.